Hey, I'm Leen with Leen on Travel, and this next video will cover planning to use your points. So definitely one of the most fun things about travel hacking and working towards our points is dreaming of where we want to go and use those points. So this is the phase where we'll talk about where do you want to go and exploring some of the best redemption properties, thinking about how many points it will cost to get there, using the points calendar to determine is there a cheaper, more cost-effective, and we're talking points, time of year to go to visit that property. One of the reasons why we love the Chase Ultimate Rewards so much is their amazing redemption rate when transferring with two specific transfer partners, and only Chase transfers to Hyatt and to Southwest. You're definitely likely to spend way more points by transferring out to other transfer partners, other airlines, other hotels. Just as a reminder, the three Chase cards that allow you to transfer out to their transfer partners is the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Sapphire Reserve, and the Business Inc. Preferred. But you only need one of these cards in your household's wallet in order to transfer your points out. One of the best travel hacking sweet spots is using your Ultimate Rewards points at either Hyatt Hotels or Southwest Airlines, as I mentioned. So here's a perfect example. So Hyatt, I booked 7 nights at the Hyatt Regency Maui for 30,000 points per night. But right down the road is the Sheraton Maui, also a wonderful 4-star resort, very similar to the Hyatt Regency. But what do they cost per night? 58,000 points per night. So it's almost double the points needed for a very similar stay. But that is completely normal at the Sheraton. That's completely normal across most other hotel chains, Marriott as well. It'll cost way more than Hyatt hotels. The other reason why we love Hyatt is they operate on a fixed point system. So this is the points are based on whether it's peak points, off-peak or off-travel season, or standard travel season. So you will know a year in advance how many points it will cost you to travel to that specific Hyatt. Again, this is a wonderful part of the planning, that you'll know months and months in advance exactly how many points that you need to earn in order to transfer them out. All other hotel chains offer or operate on a dynamic pricing system. So basically their points increase that you'll need to spend as the cost of the room increases. So to find the points of these Hyatt hotels, you're going to visit the hotel properties website. You're going to click on booking, and then you'll click on their points calendar, and that'll show you exactly how much on that exact day that it will cost you in points to stay there. Now, Hyatt hotels actually do have a better redemption rate than Southwest Airlines, so I personally prefer to first book my hotels and then use all my remaining points to book my flights. Always book your flights one ways as well. It makes it easier to modify your flights later on. Or if you run out of points, but you're really ready to go, you can book your points one way, and then you could pay cash on the way back. So cost per point, there's actually a calculation, which I'll tell you about in a second. Just know that a Hyatt is a really good deal if the cost per point is more than about 2.3. And for Southwest, it's anything over about a 1.5. So what that means is to calculate the cost per point is you're going to divide the cash price by the cost in points to get somewhere between that 1.5 to 2 to 2.5 points to know, are you actually getting a really good deal on paying cash versus paying in points. Okay, so unless you know exactly where you want to go to next on your next vacation, I love to use Hyatt's Explore Hotels option. It's a little map thing to figure out where I want to go, how many points it costs to go there. So I start looking at how exotic of an island something is and how many points it costs me versus doing something in like the continental US that's also high up there on my wish list. Another thing I like to look at on Hyatt is, does that hotel or resort offer a club lounge? The club access room is something that you can pay additional points for. You can also be gifted a club access award. So basically these club lounges offer you free food and drinks throughout the day. They always have a really good breakfast option. They offer snacks throughout the day. They offer hors d'oeuvres. For dinner, there's typically like an hors d'oeuvre style light dinner that's offered. So if you book something with a club access room, you can significantly reduce the number or the amount of money that you'll be spending on that vacation throughout your stay. Another thing that I would recommend doing is mock bookings to not only strategize how many points it's going to cost you to get there, but it'll definitely help build that confidence for once you do have the points and are actually ready to pull that trigger. Knowing how many points that you'll need for something is definitely a crucial step in knowing what cards you next want to open, because it typically takes 2 to 3 cards in order to fully get all the points you need for a vacation, depending on how long you're going for. And just simply know that it's also easier to get approved for co-branded cards, but you don't want to be only applying for the easier to get approved for co-branded cards unless you have a plan for where you want to use those points. That's it for now. Happy traveling.